This disc that I'm holding in my hand, up until the point of recording, or I guess up until the point of posting, to the best of our knowledge, you cannot purchase the disc that is in my hand right now. I only know of one other copy that exists, and this is one of the two that I've had verified exist. What I have in my hand is a trade demo. Trade demos are similar to retail demos, but they're not typically available to the general public, so you wouldn't find this in like a PlayStation magazine or any of a million ways you'd normally get a demo disc. Typically, trade demos have either a large portion of the game or the entire game on the disc, and they're sent out to journalists and game critics to essentially test and play through the game. One of the most popular ones was the Rule of Rose trade demo disc, which was sent by Atlas out to journalists shortly before the game's release on September 12th, 2006. It was one of the most expensive and now well-known trade demos. It has its own wiki. That's how I know this. In my research, I caught wind of a Demon's Souls trade demo. A collector from the Czech Republic was looking to collect all of the different variants of Demon's Souls for his PS3 collection. In that same thread, a user mentioned a suspiciously captured Demon's Souls PlayStation 2 disc gifted to a journalist to play and review. Fortunately, he got bullied off of Reddit and only attached a photo, which I can no longer find. Trade demo collectors get crazy and insane about what they want in entire series, especially people who collect Atlas trade demos. The thing is, the one we have here isn't a rumor.
We are very excited to be here today to present this live demo of Killzone 3 in 3D. Killzone 3 will be fully compatible with PlayStation Move functionality at launch.
Runners on that bridge.
3D technology is not something we're looking to merely adapt into Killzone 3. Rather, 3D is a key pillar in our development process, and we are creating Killzone 3 with complete 3D integration in mind. And we'll be talking more about that obviously in the months to come.
So, Guerrilla Games, the developers behind Killzone 3 and the entire Killzone series, had a bit of a rough start, as initially they were a merge between 3 other game studios and ended up making Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games, but never really took off because they didn't use licensed IPs. They didn't make the licensed movie slop that a lot of publishers and actually wanted, so this ended up not terrible for them, as later on they got obviously bought out by Sony, and then began work on Killzone for the PS2, which generated major pre-release hype. Like, everyone was everyone was excited for Killzone, and it sold over 1 million copies worldwide. Killzone earned its own greatest hits status here in North America, and platinum status in Europe. Several other companies sought to acquire Guerrilla, but Sony had a real grip on them. Guerrilla later released Killzone Liberation for the PSP and Killzone 2 for the PS3. In May of 2010, Sony announced Killzone 3, followed by a multiplayer closed beta for select fans. They had released single-player demos for Killzone 3 on February 16th of 2011. Both were supporting the PlayStation Move controller, which, if you haven't seen the images of the PlayStation Move controller, they use it for the PSVR as well. It's a stick with a ball on top of it. Weirdly, one of the most innovative controllers, go figure, Sony made it. But, like, you could clip it in to the little plastic gun that you'd get with some editions of Killzone and actually use the PlayStation Move to move and shoot. Yeah, so this was before they made the PSVR. They were doing VR-like things before the PSVR, and it was technically not a light gun, because it didn't have to interact with a CRT. Promotional material for Killzone 3 included rare items like the helmet. There are 2 different variants of the Hellgas helmet. One that lights up and one that does not. I don't know how the difference, or how you would get the difference. I would assume that would be spread between stores, like GameStop versus Walmart or Target. Because Walmart was actually one of the stores invested in Killzone 3's release, with the introduction of the midnight launch tournaments at select Walmarts for Killzone 3, which is where we got the Killzone 3 trade demo. This one was used for the midnight tournaments for Killzone 3 to build up the hype for the game. You could go into your local Walmart, buy the game, play in a tournament, whatever. They had a bunch of other goodies they'd probably give away. I don't know. I wasn't there. Unfortunately, I was too busy being in, like, elementary school in 2011. But 2011, amazing year for games. Like, Black Ops 1 came out that year. I'm pretty sure Skyrim came out during that year. I don't remember if it was early or late 2011, I remember liking Skyrim, that's what I do remember. There was so much going on in 2011, I'm surprised that Killzone 3 had as much hype as it did, because now I don't hear anyone talk about Killzone. And I'm gonna chop that up to the fact that the studio's just not making more Killzone games. There's an entire subreddit dedicated to Killzone. People obviously still like it. They're getting the Hellgast like logo and stuff like that tattooed on them, and still spray painting PS3s or whatever they do, I don't know. People still like Killzone 3. So why hasn't this disc come up anywhere else? There has literally been one other instance on the internet. I've been asking around for like upwards of a year now about this trade demo, and there has been nothing that comes up. There's one other person that has sent me an image on one of them, a copy of it, on Reddit, like maybe a month ago now, a couple of weeks ago, and that's the only other one I've seen. And we only know of one other one in existence, except for ours. So you can see why this is such a strange disc, because no one's really seeking it out. I haven't seen any posts of people seeking it out. Can barely find the forums of people talking about the Walmart midnight launches, so I'm unclear on everything that's going on with it. All I know is that I put it into the PS3 and it plays the game. Hell, I streamed it at the shop. We didn't say which version it was, but we streamed the game. We streamed co-op multiplayer. It is the full game. I'm pretty sure, like, if people still played online, you could also play online multiplayer with it. It just played the game. Like, it was a tournament copy that just played the game. Why is no one talking about it, and why has no one seen it? That's why I'm making the video, because I want to be the special one to talk about it. I love things that are unique to me. Like, I have a couple of random signed motorsports merch that, like, I found in a thrift store, or like a personalized thing signed by like the voice actor for Spike and Cowboy Bebop that doesn't even have my name on it, but I found it in a thrift store and it's signed by him. It's personalized to whoever's it was. It's awesome, it's cool, it feels great. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with me, thank you for listening to me talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for the past year and a half, but I never got around to making the video until now. We're Silver Canon, we're a local game store out in Baltimore. If you're local, come out. If you're not, supporting the channel, supporting the website. We do ship, so we also have Warhammer up on the website, supporting the Patreon, which you can also go grab some free maps up on the Patreon now if you play D&D or tabletops. So if you're looking to support us, there are definitely ways. And comment and let me know if you've seen a copy, or if you know of any copies that exist, or you're interested in learning more, because if I can scrounge up any more information, I'll tell you about it. This is my thing now.